Hello everyone, welcome to our update. Marriage is a very serious institution that requires a lot of emotional and mental maturity. Facts to keep in mind that will help you find whom you are compatible with. 1. No one is perfect, including you and I. 2. All the glitters are not gold. 3. No one pretends in marriage, so any concerns you have in courtship are most likely to multiply in a marriage. 4. You cannot change an adult. You can only accept them the way they are or love them through the process of change. 5. Are you matured enough to embark on this journey? 6. Your peace of mind, happiness, and sanity should be your priority. 7. Be honest to yourself, because the worst thing anyone would do would be to deceive themselves into a marriage. I have 3 very cool brothers, but I can only choose one as a spouse because we are compatible in a lot of ways and we disagree to agree, which is vital because marriage is not a bed of roses. That is why we need maturity. There is absolutely nothing wrong with disagreement because we are different people and we are raised differently, and so we're going to have different opinions sometimes, but we should be able to disagree to agree effortlessly and without drama. Issues to pay attention to as it relates to compatibility. No one should tell you who to marry, because you are an adult and you should be able to make this particular decision yourself. They can only guide you because you are the one that will wear the shoe. 2. Don't just marry someone because you met them in a place of prayer or because they told you that they are spirit-filled, because being spirit-filled is not a personality trait, as true believers are distinguished by their lifestyle. 3. Don't just marry a person because they told you that he's a good guy or a good girl. Before you make that decision, confirm from yourself if you are also a good person, because the fact that somebody is good does not mean you are compatible with them, as they are humans and they also have their elastic limit depending on who they are dealing with. Because when things go south, people will be like, oh, I thought they said he's a good guy, or I thought they said he's a good girl. Yeah, right, they are good people, but they are allergic to horrible people because they have the ability to bring out the worst in them. So marry your kind, if that makes sense, because that's where compatibility lies, right? 4. Be very careful with people who depend a lot on others for decisions, because it shows that they are unstable, as you cannot match them when it comes to compatibility, because you don't know what to expect from a robot, right? Especially if it is a guy, because men are inborn leaders. So if he is not old enough to make decisions for himself, then he has some growing up to do. It is funny how when people pressure you on marriage, all they tell you is how many of your mates are married and never tell you how many of them are divorced. As statistics shows that the rate of divorce for 2024 is to be at 1.8 per 8,000 people, which means that if you get it wrong, you become a plus to this number. That is why you have to pay attention to compatibility. What then is compatibility? Is the state of being able to exist without a problem. Based on this definition, in my opinion, the first thing to do would be to find out who you are. And if you're struggling with the answers, paraphrase it to, if I am a female, would I allow my son to marry me? And you get all the answers you need and even more. I think finding out who you are is very important, because how do you know who you are compatible with if you don't even know who you are? Are they family oriented? Don't be so selfish that you are not concerned with who would mother or father your kids, because remember that they will possess most of their traits, and this is something you don't have a control over. So think, do you love them? Again, I appeal, please do not allow anybody to impose somebody on you as a spouse, regardless of who they are or the role they play in your life. Love who you marry and marry who you love. Don't allow anybody to use you to maintain or strengthen relationship ties at your own detriment. You do not deserve to be miserable for the rest of your life. Remember that you're the one that bears the consequences of their action and deals with the mess. Do they value you? Please do not be entangled with somebody that treats you like they are doing you a favor, because people only respect and invest in someone that they value. More so, you are a part of this union, so your opinion matters as much as it may not always be valid, but you deserve to be heard. But when people do not value you, they just treat you as a part of the crew, and so your input doesn't even matter to them. Don't marry someone because they have big boobs and ass, or a guy because he has money or muscles that you don't have anything to discuss with outside of sex. You will get bored, because marriage is about companionship and communication is key. So ensure that you are able to hold conversations about and around every topic and still have fun doing it, as that is what builds friendship. Do you share passions? Because passion has the ability to move an average couple into financial abundance and turn lovers into soulmates. Are they understanding? Because you don't want to feel like you have to walk on eggshells in your homes. So it will save you a lot of drama, or even feel like you always have to sit for a court hearing. Are they willing to compromise? Please don't be entangled with someone that is always set on having it their way, because there'll be times in a marriage when there is desperate need for people to shift grounds for things to move forward. Do they believe in you? Do not underestimate a spouse that believes in you, because they will go above and beyond for you, even when it doesn't make sense to anyone else. And for most part, their faith in you will keep you going, even when it feels like everything is going south. Are they compassionate and kind? Everybody deserves a spouse that is compassionate and kind. Unfortunately, they are very rare these days. So when you find them, do treasure them, because they would always be there for you. Do you trust them? Ensure that you spend your life with a partner you trust, because there will be storms. That's the only language they understand is trust. That is why you must do well to avoid an irresponsible person, because you can never trust them. Are they responsible? Please avoid getting entangled with an irresponsible partner, because you require discipline to raise your kids, and that they don't have. Also, they can influence your kids with their irresponsibility, and for most part, you would never truly be happy with an irresponsible partner, no matter how hard you try. Who are their friends and family? No matter how much a person pretends, if they hang around irresponsible people, that's a red flag. What kind of family do they come from? Because you're not just getting married to this individual, you're getting married to the family as a whole. So find out their do's and don'ts and see if it's something you can deal with. How about their sexuality? We cannot rule out the importance of sex in a marriage, but in my opinion, if the both parties are certified sexually fit, then every other thing is fixable. Are they financially stable? This is very huge in marriage, but when two focused and smart people come together, then the sky will be their starting point. My mom is born with a silver spoon, but my dad comes from a humble background. She told me that when she got married to my dad, they lived in my granddad's hurt, but that she married him because she believes in him and his future prospects. But that the problem with the youth of these days is that they don't see beyond today. Compare their strengths and weaknesses with yours. So some people will be like, if you have strength in this area, then you can merge it with your weakness. Not exactly true, because a person with a bad temper can kill you, or someone who is verbally abusive will make you a shadow of yourself. So be careful what you sign up for. Before you make that decision, ensure that you have the coping mechanism, maturity, and tolerance to handle it. Keep in mind that who you choose as a spouse can determine how far you would go, how long you will live to some extent, how fulfilled or miserable you would end. So you should make this decision like your life depends on it, because it actually does. Finally, and most importantly, ensure that you pray, because we are spiritual beings and so we need spiritual guidance. The Bible says, trust in the Lord and lean not in your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him and He will direct your paths. And I pray that you would get it right. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Be blessed. Bye.